Right, let's go straight to Paris now, where our correspondent Oliver Whitfield-Miocic is tracking this story for us. Oliver, we understand that Michel Platini has been detained for questions. Based on what we know, what questions are he likely to face?
So, as far as we understand at this moment, former UEFA president Michel Platini inside the police station there answering questions. He'd been asked to come in on his own accord, which he did. It was then when he was in there that he was detained by the police, who now have 48 hours to question him. And we believe this all stems down to a 2010 meeting which took place at the Elysee Palace involving the then French president Nicolas Sarkozy, the Emir of Qatar Michel Platini, and two other aides. Those two other aides have also been taken in for police questioning, and it's all seemed to do about the Qatar World Cup bid, which they were then won. So questions will be stemming from that about what was leading up to that December 2010 decision by FIFA to award Qatar the 2022 World Cup.
So 9 years have passed since that awarding ceremony. Any indication why now these questions are being raised?
It is not sure why now. It was only a few days ago that Michel Platini had done an interview with the New York Times. In it, he stated that he was going to be back. He said, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I will be back, because the 4-year ban, which had been handed down to him by FIFA and upheld by the Court of Arbitration of Sport in Switzerland, was due to run out in October this year. It is unclear whether there has been new information which has come out, whether there is any information into a separate investigation which is taking place into the former French president Nicolas Sarkozy. There could be a leak, it could be a tip. At the moment, we don't have the details, but we are trying to get that information from the authorities here in France.
Right, so Platini has been accused of taking money from FIFA's disgraced former president Sepp Blatter. Just remind us of that history with FIFA.
So, the first questioning that Michel Platini faced was in 2014 by the French authorities. Then FIFA, the year later, opened up its investigation. Some people criticised that it was very late, all coming off the back of a tip-off from a FIFA insider. It was then decided to strip Michel Platini of his position because it had been alleged that he had taken a £2 million backdated payment from then-President Sepp Blatter. That's something which Michel Platini has strenuously denied. He even went to the Court of Arbitration of Sport in Geneva, as I was just saying, to try to appeal that sentence, but it was upheld. It was then, after all of that had taken place, that he was given this 4-year ban, which is still in place, due to expire in October.
Right, now, French police also questioned Ahmad last week. He is the head of the African Football Federation, CAF. Are these two investigations possibly linked?
We do not know for certain, but it doesn't seem to be the case, because when Ahmad was arrested, it stemmed from allegations of corruption to do with African football. Now, Amr Fahmy in March had reported Mr. Ahmad to the FIFA Ethics Committee for what he said was hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of bribes, worth of corrupt money, worth of payments, which had seemed to cost the federation more than what it would have done if it had dealt with suppliers directly. There had also been allegations that Mr. Ahmad had been treating women in an unfair way. So at the moment, it doesn't look like the decisions that have been taken to arrest both men are linked, insofar as the fact that one is to do with the Qatar World Cup bid and the other is to do with African football and corruption.
Right, thank you very much for that update. That was our reporter Oliver Whitfield-Miocic coming to us from Paris.